add 5 and 43 hundredths. We're going to plus 4 and 75 hundredths, and we're going to subtract 6. Add 5 and 73 hundredths, and round to the result to the nearest tenth. Again, boy, that's a mouthful. Add 5 and 43 hundredths, that's where we start. We're going to add that to 4 and 75 hundredths, subtract 6, and then add 5 and 73 hundredths. And again, at the end, we're going to round our result to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's see what we're going to do with this thing. This is just good old decimal addition, and I threw a little kink into it there. I put that -6. No decimal there, but we're going to have to figure out where to put it, what to do with it. Another thing, we're going to play on one of our properties, all right, that allows us to change the order of the problem. So let's go ahead and start with this. I'm going to pick up 5 and 43 hundredths. There you see it, all right. We're going to add it to 4 and 75 hundredths. And then I'm going to skip the -6 part, all right? And we're going to add 5 and 73 hundredths because these addition pieces we can pull together. This is, and it's almost like we were adding a -6. So this is commutative property. I can change the order. I'm not really regrouping things here. I'm just changing the order of these two right here. I'll put the -6 at the very end, all right? We can do that. We can do that as long as we don't jump in and put that in another location as in a bunch of subtractions here. Because we're all looking at it as addition, we're okay with it, all right? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to line up these decimals over here, and then we'll worry about what to do with this 6, all right? I'm going to pick 5 and 43 hundredths, line up the decimals. That's what we do when we add. Now, multiplication, you count them off, all right? In addition, you line them up. And let's see what we've got. If I write those down correctly, 5.5, yeah, I'll talk to myself a little bit here. Yes, we've got it, all right? And let's add those together, see what we've got. First of all, in the first column, 3, 5, and 3 add up to 11. We'll put a 1 right over here. 1 and 4 gives us 5. And we've got 7 and 7. It looks like 19 total in that line there, okay? Bring your 1 right on up there. We'll carry it over. And now we're on the left side of the decimal. We can add, see what we got. We got 1 and 5 giving us 6, 10, and it looks like 15 and 91 hundredths. So far, so good. So let's take that 15 and 91 hundredths, and we're going to subtract 6. Now, dear friends, when I have students, when I used to teach these in some of the basic math classes in middle school, a lot of students, in fact, I think some adults do this too. They think that there's no decimal, they put it in front of the 6. You don't want to do that. You want to put it behind the 6. So it's going to be like subtracting 6, and we can add 2 nice zeros there. Fill in the blanks or fill in the holes if you want to call them that. Now we can subtract. And if you'll notice, it's definitely a big difference if we put the 6 where that 0 is or where we put it where it's supposed to go, which is right there. So let's subtract it out, see what we get. Well, 1 minus 0, of course, is 1. And 9 minus 0 is going to give us 9. And then I've got this 15 minus 6, which should give us 9. And there's our final answer, 9 and 91 hundredths. Except we've got to round, correct? So we want to round that result. So let's look at this. To the nearest tenth, that means either the 9 goes up to a 0 and bumps that over to 10, or we stay the same. So we look at the 1. The 1 is less than half. In other words, it is less than a 5. So this is going to round off to, and I'll put those nice little squiggle marks because that means approximately, we're rounding, 9 and 9 tenths.
For more math help, visit TNLearn.org.